it's mind-boggling. Look, I'm going to go to your calls and a bunch of news, but I wanted to bring Ted Anderson up. He hadn't been on in a while, and gold has been way up in the last week. Record levels in Europe, record levels here. Premiums on gold coin surge. This is out of International Business Times. Despite the rising prices of gold, physical demand for the yellow metal continues to surge. Physical demand for gold is robust, and premiums on gold coins continue to rise in key bullion markets in London, Dubai, Mumbai, New York, and Beijing. According to the analyst for Goldcore, premiums on British gold sovereigns have increased from 3% to 7% in just 1 month on British sovereigns, and British investors buy the coins as they do, and then it just goes on from there. And so I want to point out, Ted keeps buying gold when it's low, selling it when it's high at the old price. And he's run out of almost everything at, the price when gold was $70, $80 lower. But he's still got a little bit. And then he bought other coins as it was going up that are still the best deals you're going to find. I mean, I use the example of, I've seen one of the biggest gold companies selling francs, European francs, fifth of an ounce for $360. And Ted last week, they were 250 something. I mean, Ted's losing money in this market if he bought them now. So there's always a premium, but you can forget the premium. You can forget, even bullion prices with these deals. So briefly, Ted, what do you have right now for people that's available? Because most coin shops are sold out or there's giant premiums.
Well, like you said, Alex, the best thing that I have going on right now is the franc coin at 256.68 cents. Now, if you buy that coin from us, you're going to get a full year's subscription to Bob Chapman's International Forecaster, too.
Yeah, but even if people have already got the free forecaster, which is twice a week and a great value, that isn't what matters. That $256 per fifth of an ounce franc, that's a really good deal.
It's as good as it gets across the entire globe. And you're right about the British sovereigns, too. The premiums have shot up in them. The supplies are so thin that I don't even sell them right now. I'm not keeping stock because... 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. Folks, don't screw around. Call up. Fifth of an ounce francs. That's what I've been buying the last few years. Really great deal. But briefly, when we come back, tell us about some of the other coin offers you've got that are also excellent deals. Folks, you're not going to find francs any less than this, and you're probably not going to be able to find them this low. And plus it's a Patriot organization. They've got them on hand, ready to ship to you right now. We'll be back. Stay with us. By the way, I talked to Jim Tucker, the granddaddy of the Bilderberg sleuths, and there wasn't a point to get him on today. He said he hadn't gotten any intel yet, but he should have it tomorrow, if not by Sunday, from the global government meeting going on in Spain. So look for that tomorrow. I've got a key announcement coming up after the next break, and I'm going to blitz through some news, and I promise get to all the phone callers that are patiently holding 1-800-259-9231. But, Ted, I've got some mainstream articles here today that explain that you've got bankrupt countries bailing out bankrupt countries, and then they bail out the other bankrupt countries. But the private bankers are issuing all this currency and credit out of nothing. They're getting real assets in return. There's a method to this madness, and you notice Greece goes down, and then Spain, and now France, and England, and Iceland, and it's just getting worse and worse. The jobless numbers up, more factories shutting down. You've got the situation with Mercury. Not going to be able to buy Mercury anymore, folks. The government runs GM. They want us dependent. And there's no silver bullet to save anybody in this, except take the states back, take our government back, get a true fiscal responsibility. But as a stopgap measure to protect yourselves, I don't buy gold and silver as an investment. Though I started buying gold when it was $265 or so an ounce, and I still buy it when it's $1,200. And I don't sell it when it goes up to, quote, take a profit. It's an emergency backup against total depression, just like storable food or firearms. And it's not that I'm living in fear. Oh, no. I'm living in control, just like the old-timers. Just like the grasshopper doesn't store stuff during the summer, the ant does. The ant lives through the winter. The grasshopper dies. And a lot of people are buying gold right now as an investment. Look, the point is, and people only buy when it's going up. It's crazy. Well, with Ted, you can get in a time machine and go back and get a better deal on it. Again, $256 per franc. I wouldn't buy just one and then get a free newsletter. That's a great way to stick your toe in. I would, move substantively in it if I was you. But that's what I would do personally. Ted, briefly, what are some of the other coin offers you've got in other gold coins you've got on hand, silver coins, some of the other smoking deals you've got?
Well, the Walking Liberty half at $9.75 is a great buy. I mean, we have Eagles, U.S. Eagles. We have Krugerrands. We have Maple Leafs. I mean, we have bags of junk silver.
I saw an article about runs on Krugerrands the last 2 weeks in Deutschland.
You know, their output right now, the Krugerrand has put out, it's at a 25-year high, and they can't keep up with demand. The British sovereigns have been sopped up and taken right out of the marketplace. The francs are falling short behind that right now. The Europeans, who normally don't buy gold, are buying it hands down. I mean, they can't get enough of it because they're watching their nations.
And we've always talked about this. You've got maybe 1% of the population that buys gold to physically hold it. It was less than 0.5% just 2 years ago. It's about to be 2, 3, 4% in the West. It's already more than 50% in India or China. As the yuppies figure out that paper's dangerous, you're not going to be able to find gold, folks. I mean, it's already happening. I don't know how to say it, Ted. I mean, I was telling them 7 years ago at $265 to get into it. Are they going to listen now?
Well, I sure hope so. I mean, if they're sitting in the stock market, bond market, if they have annuities, if they're sitting with money in the bank, I mean, you name it. Just anything you can think of. Even the real estate market has been incredibly volatile because of all the debt associated to it. You just simply can't get away from the fact that the United States dollar and foreign currencies are under attack because the central banks that create this money are printing money out of thin air, and it's competing with what we have. It's going to drive the value down. That's why people want gold. I mean, people in India right now are buying gold jewelry like nobody can, like no tomorrow. And I just need to say, if you're sitting in the stock market, bond market, whatever it is, if you have a paper asset, you better start considering gold and silver because it's going to be one of the few things that'll hold value, including your home.
Well, it's like Mark Twain said, he wasn't interested in a return on his money, but just to be able to keep something. And again, I mean, I'm not getting into gold and silver for an investment. I'm doing it as an emergency backup. But it is there any investment, Ted, that's done as well as metals in the last 7 years?
Well, not even in the last 7 years, and go back up to all the way back to 6,000 years. The only time that paper investments did well was from about 1980 through about 1999, right in that time frame. Otherwise, gold and silver has always produced more than the paper investments do.
And, of course, that 20 years of artificial boom was designed to sink us as we plunge into world government. What are your silver half dollars at? I know that was one of the best deals I heard you.
Oh, that's a really good buy. The silver half dollars right now are at $9.75 a piece, and you just can't beat it. It's a great way to get into silver. It's private, portable, plus also exempt from that 60-45 revenue ruling, which was introduced in 1983, passed in 1984.
Well, I mean, to be clear, tell them Alex Jones sent you, or the prices will be a little higher. They're still great deals, but to get these specials, it's the radio special with Alex Jones. So you make sure, say, no, that's the deal I want. Okay, 800-686-2237, 800-686-2237. You can ask them about some of the other specials they've got as well, 800-686-2237. We'll be back with the news.